Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a super quick video on a couple of tools I want to make sure you knew how to use. Over here you can add areas, and so you can add a content area or a tool link. And so a tool link would be anything you see in this list here, like going to the discussion boards, which actually is already set up right there. But I always add journals, because sometimes people know they have to do a journal and they just want to jump to the journals, and so it's down here. So I always add journals there, and also I think I do a wiki as well. The other thing you can add is a content area for exams. So if you go to Tool Link, you'll notice exams aren't there. Exams have to be a content area. And the reason why is that you actually deploy an exam after you make it. So you create the exam here under Course Tools, Test, Wiki, and Survey. So you create the test there, but then you actually deploy it here in Exams. And so you would deploy it by going to, I'm in Exams now, Assessments, Test, and then it will automatically go to your test pool, and you would highlight the test you want and submit it. The other thing I wanted to show you is in assignments, you have a couple of different options here. I'm sorry, that's confusing. You would have like a folder for week 1 in here in assignments. And then within that folder, you're going to do one of these items, right? So an item is just a blank text box, and that's usually what you would do for like a banner or something visual, or an instruction it could be. But if it's tied to an assignment, you want to set it up a little differently, which I'll get to in just a second. A file is if you have a file you want to give your students. However, I would always embed everything, so I would actually use an item and then embed the file in the item, because then you have your file in SkyDrive where you can update it more easily, and especially if you work across multiple Blackboards. Okay. A web link is if you want to send them somewhere on the web, and this is really handy. A couple folks were not aware of this option. Down here is a course link. Now this one I typically stay away from, because in the past when I have copied courses from one semester to the next, the course links would break. So I don't use a course link. Instead, I use an item, and I explain to students to come over to the Journals tab and select blah 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 appropriate journal. So I use an item instead of a course link to direct them to a different place in the Blackboard. Now the most important thing I want to make sure that you understand is that under Assessments, there's something called Assignments. And when you click this and you create an assignment, it is automatically entered in your gradebook. So here would be the name, whatever the assignment is, like a paper or something that they're going to do outside of a Blackboard tool, right? So this is not a journal, it's not a wiki, it's not a discussion board. You're having them go find 3 samples of something. And here's where you would embed the instructions. And then I stay away from this kind of stuff because of attaching them, because anytime you update it, you have to go back in and reattach, and that can be really time consuming. You give it points. This is where you would add your rubric. And if you have questions on rubrics, please let me know, and I'll make additional videos to whatever's in the OIC, or to what's in the OIC, because I love rubrics. I use them a lot. I found them really, they answer so many student questions. It takes a lot of email out of my email inbox, which is so nice. Availability of your assignment, the due date, and then you would hit submit. So I can just do a sample one real quick for you. And where's my points? Here we go. And when I go over to my grades, So you can see the icon's a little bit different here. Excuse me. Go to my grades. I should be able to see it in there. Grade Center, I'm sorry. All right. It should be the last thing. Yeah, there's my sample assignment that I just added. And the nice thing is when you hover over it, you can see the points possible and the assignment name, and that can be helpful because these columns tend to be a little bit narrow. Okay, I hope that's helpful as you are going into the final 2 weeks of the OIC and putting everything together. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.